Welcome back to the channel, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to change your oil pressure switch on your Mini R50, 52 or 53. So let's get through the intro, let's get into it.
Right, so to give ourselves a little bit more room, we're going to undo the coil pack and just flip that out the way. Down the back, the wiring has two little locating sections that go over the bolts. You will need to lift those off, and also on the back of the coil pack there are some rubber donuts. It's important you don't lose those. So that just gives us a little bit more room down there to get down the back to the heat shield. So if I lower you down a little bit,
So you can see our heat shield here that covers our exhaust manifold.
so your exhaust manifold heat shield has two 13mm bolts here, and this one here just lifts up and down. You just bend it to the position that you need it to be in. Easy to get out. Shouldn't be in particularly tight either, so it should come off fairly easily. I'm just using a 1/4 inch ratchet and a small deep 13mm socket. Once they are undone, you should be able to undo them by hand. Make sure you don't lose them. If your O2 sensor is still located, you will need to just unhook that again. It'll be on screen. And it should just slide out like so. Now, it should make it easier to see oil pressure sensor, so let me show you down the back. So this green plug with the blue wire that you can see just down here, that is our oil pressure sensor. Now it's not in the best position because there is a red tab on there that you need to push through to release. I am assuming this has been changed before, because normally it's located in a much easier position. So we'll grab a screwdriver and just see if we can push that tab through a little bit. I'll show you one that's off the car just to make it a little bit easier to understand. So this is the wiring plug that goes onto the oil pressure switch, and I thought it'd be easier to show this on the spare wiring harness that I've got rather than try and squeeze the camera down the back of the engine. So basically only one cable goes into this, which is a little bit confusing to some people because they think there should be more than one, especially when you look at it head on. There's sort of 2 or 3 connections in there, but you can see only one has an actual pin in there. And what you need to do is move this red tab to the position that you can see on screen. So on the car this will be moved across completely and they won't be able to see this little bit of extra red here. You just need to get a small screwdriver or something, just slide it across like that. And then once you've done that, you can just put your thumb on the end here and it should release quite nicely from the car. It might be a bit sticky, it might be a bit gunked up, so you may need to clean it up with some brake cleaner or some WD-40 or something, and just be very gentle not to break this off completely. It can be a little bit frustrating if it is stiff. Just take your time a bit, don't break it off. But hopefully showing you it this way round is a bit easier than trying to get that camera down the back there. So let's get back to the car and then show you the next steps. Right, so you can see our green plug is off here and our black section is exposed. So now what we need to do is release that. So to do that we need a 27mm deep socket to go over the top of that plug. I'm also going to put a towel underneath it to catch any excess oil that flows out of there, because you will lose a little bit. So either jack up the car, put a drain underneath it, or put a towel underneath there and just catch the excess oil that way. So this is a 27mm deep socket with a 3/8 adapter. The only reason I've done that is so I can use my long flexible head ratchet on there. You can get away with a 1/2 inch down there, it will fit, it does come undone. Underneath the car I've got a drain pan set up to catch any excess oil. So let's get this pressure sensor out and show you what it looks like.
And this is what the oil pressure switch looks like. Being a single wire oil pressure switch, to explain how that works, when the engine is off or there is no oil pressure, the switch is grounded via the oil filter housing and it will turn the oil light on the dashboard. Once the engine is started and a small amount of oil pressure pushes that switch open, the lights will then go off. But this doesn't actually measure pressure, it just checks that pressure exists, which is why on some later models with the chrono pack, the reading that you get on that dashboard is just the ECU guessing what that reading should be. It's not accurate and shouldn't be relied on.
So you can see with our plug now that we've basically fitted it so that that plug is now facing upwards, so that if we ever need to change it again, we can just slide that tab over and then release it, whereas before it was the other way around, so it's a lot harder to get to. Now all we need to do is pop our heat shield back on down here. When we start the car, because there's a little bit of oil on the exhaust manifold, there will be a little bit of blue smoke coming out of there, which is fine, where it just burns off the exhaust manifold, so that is nothing to worry about. But let's get the heat shield back on, get this bit back into place, and then we'll start the car and see if our oil pressure light has gone away. So let's crack on. Alright, let's get our heat shield back into place. On the side of the heat shield you have this little tab here. This is for the lambda sensor wiring. You just lift that up and it goes through the middle of it. I'll show you that when it's fitted, but just be aware when you remove it that if that is in place, you will need to remove that and not yank it out, because if you yank it out you could risk damaging your sensor and then you'll have a warning light on your dash, and we're trying to get rid of warning lights, not increase them. So we'll bend this heat shield under the expansion tank back so that it's reasonably flat, and we'll get our coil pack back in. Coil pack bolts, yeah, I mean, they do have a torque setting, it's 12 Newton meters, but for those of you out there that don't have a 1/4 inch torque wrench, just don't over tighten them. They just need to be reasonably nipped up. Set to 12. There we go. Right. Make sure your wiring goes back on to the relevant sections down the back here, which I'll show you in a sec. And the coil pack wiring locates onto these two studs here that hold the rocker cover on, so you just put them back on. They will just slide upwards. Might be a little bit stiff because they go around the thread, but yeah, that's basically what it should look like down the back. Alright, we'll let the car down and then just need to start it, make sure that our oil pressure light doesn't come back on. So let's grab the keys, let's get it started. It's off at the moment. I'm going to take it for a quick drive around the block and then make sure that it doesn't come back on. That wraps up today's video. If you found it useful, don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let me know how you got on changing oil pressure switch yourself and whether this video was helpful in that process. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and of course if you do enjoy Mini related projects, go and check out the main channel. We've got plenty of those over there, including a John Cooper Works factory R53 that we're trying to get back on the road for the first time in over 5 years. If there are videos that you wish to see on this channel, how-to guides, walkthroughs, all that sort of good stuff, then don't forget to get a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see. We'll get it on the list and we'll try and film it in the future. So again, thanks for watching. Check out the main channel, subscribe to this one, and I'll catch you soon.